Hey, what's up, y'all? This your boy Bruce Leroy. So, this video for some odd fucking reason got banned on TikTok. So, basically, what this video is gonna be about is I see a lot of the Kevin Durant discussion, the talk, whatever it may be. I'm here to tell y'all Kevin Durant is like. Look, I know that for the most part, I'm mostly talking about football from time to time, but I do dabble in basketball from here and there. Kevin Durant is completely overhated. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. The reality situation is that Golden State team that Kevin Durant joined, right? It just happened to be so. It just happened to be that Kevin Durant happened to be the missing piece that the Warriors needed, right? They needed a guy on the wing. That's pretty much the same role that freaking Andrew Wiggins played in the Golden State Warriors. Now, I'm not saying that those two are on the same level exactly, but in my opinion, what helped them win that championship was wing play, and i.e., that NBA Finals where they beat the Boston Celtics. Andrew Wiggins was the wing, right? So it just so happens that the wing help that they needed also happened to be one of the greatest scorers to ever play the game, right? And they just so happened to gel. And one thing about Kevin Durant, not only is he top three, top four of the greatest scorers to ever touch a basketball, period, he's also team friendly. And whereas despite the fact that he can score in high volume, he doesn't need a bunch of shots. He could play if he plays efficiency. He's a consistent, he's a 7-foot demigod who's a 50, 40, 90 player pretty much every year. And it's crazy how you're not even giving him his just due respect after, he had an Achilles injury well into his 30s. Mostly what happened, Achilles injury in his 30s. Not only did he not recover, they're nowhere near the same player. Kevin Durant is still a top 10, top 15 player in the league post him injuring, having the Achilles injury well into his 30s, right? So he's still an elite player in this league, and he even showed it recently in the Olympics, okay? He's a consistent 50, 40, 90 guy. So he's 40% for three, 50% for the field, 90% from the free throw line, right? So he's a 50, 40, 90 guy for the most part. And y'all just giving him, y'all act like he's just some kind of scrub-ass nigga because he went to the Warriors, right? And here's the reality situation. Y'all really overblowing the fact that he went to the Warriors, because I'm going to tell you why. So you guys are ignoring the fact that Michael Jordan himself had a super team, right? Dennis Rodman is the greatest rebounder of all time and possibly top 3 or 4 of the greatest defenders the league has ever had, okay? Scottie Pippen, one of the greatest defenders the league has ever had. Pretty good facilitator of the ball, can kind of play somewhat of a point guard role, and he has some kind of scoring ability when the team needs it, right? Not an elite scorer, but a good enough scorer to get some buckets, right? He's a Hall of Famer, deservedly so. So y'all not talking about that. On top of that, this man had one of the greatest six-man players of all time in Tony Kukoc. But y'all ain't talking about all that, right? Ron Harper was a good player. Steve Kerr was a good player. So you're not getting on Michael Jordan for his super team in the mid-90s. Y'all ain't nobody saying that, right? And y'all overblow the LeBron shit too with D Wade and Bosh. Yes, those guys were great players, but Bosh is not like a top 3 power forward of all. Like, he was a very good player, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't like the top. Like, D Wade is arguably the greatest shooting guard ever. Like, not better than Kobe, obviously, or Michael Jordan, but he's the 3rd or 4th best shooting guard to ever touch a basketball, right? But y'all get mad at LeBron for that. But here's the real situation. Pay attention to the effect that Kevin Durant going on the Warriors had, okay? Let's go over all the super teams that have started after Kevin Durant, right? Let's start off with the Clippers. The Kawhi and Paul George situation clearly didn't work out. That's why Paul George was on the Sixers. Both of them were just too injury prone, and they couldn't get it done, right? So that's one failure. Another failure was Kevin Durant and Kyrie. That didn't work out. Kevin Durant and James Harden didn't work out. Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie on the same team. Didn't work out. Oklahoma City Thunder. James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. Didn't work out. Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Didn't work out, right? So there's so many examples of super teams that did. And then also just recently, the Bucks with Damian Lillard and Giannis. Damian Lillard not only doesn't want to play for the Bucks, he wanted to play in Miami. he's somewhat fallen off as an elite player. He only averaged like 24 points per game, and they both were injured. Now, I'm not putting a lid on that dynasty, but I don't really think it's going to work out because I don't think he wanted to play for them anyway. So, and then also, on top of that, going back to the Nets example, you had Steve Nash, one of the greatest players of all time, as the head coach, and it was a complete flop, right? And James Harden and the Rockets, they try to have pieces around him with Chris Paul, and that shit didn't work out either, right? So there's plenty of, and also we could go over to Dejounte Murray, and Dejounte Murray, you had John Collins, and you had Trae Young, and then maybe a couple other pieces that were pretty good shooters, and nothing happened with that. So there's been an overload of guys trying to come together to create super teams, and it hasn't worked out. But you guys want to get upset with Kevin Durant because it worked? Be for real. That's all I got to say, y'all. I'm out. Peace.